Welcome back to Afternoon Express, where we are breaking down 5 steps to everything you need to just make your life simpler. Now make this moist and spongy ginger pudding drenched in butterscotch sauce with just 5 easy steps using the tried and tested royal baking powder. Now Jay, welcome to the show, sir.
I've been in the background, with my, body just edging to get into the
ready
kitchen.
To go.
I'm just ready to go.
And I mean, Catherine, girl, finally we get to share a screen together. So a lot of South Africans don't know this. We're actually like friends outside the show.
Literally.
So it's so lovely to see you and get baking with you. I mean, we are about to make something delicious, decadent and tasty.
Definitely. I mean, ginger pudding, we, heading into autumn, winter time, so having a good, unctuous pudding is what is on the menu, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing a ginger because ginger, I think, is such a versatile ingredient when it comes to baking. And not a lot of people like baking with ginger, but I do. So we're putting that into the mix.
It's also a very warm spice. I mean, there's certain spices that kind of scream Christmas. There's certain spices that scream autumn, winter. And for me, this is one of them. It's one of those flavors.
I love ginger. I put ginger in my water. I put ginger in everything. I love ginger, so I think this is going to be amazing.
So why not ginger in a cake?
Exactly. So I'm going to start with the first step. Remember, we're focusing on the 5 steps to really simple, easy recipes. So the first step is to sift the flour and the baking powder together. So we're using our tried and trusted royal baking powder. I'm going to go in with about 1.5 teaspoons of that. And the reason we sift this together with the flour, Pali, is so that it blends together and incorporates into the batter quicker. If you add it just at the end, you might just find little clumps of it around your batter, which isn't good. You want it nice, all those flavors to really dance around in the bowl. So the first step is to sift this. So I'm just going to give and look at that. You can see how beautiful it is. And as I'm sifting this, Catherine, I'm going to get you onto the butterscotch sauce. Now, you and Tubbs are having a good time doing the carrot cake, which I absolutely love with the butterscotch sauce. So you can just put that saucepan onto the heat. Butterscotch, super simple. You need butter, sugar, and cream. Add those all into a bowl.
I mean, Catherine, have you ever made a butterscotch sauce before?
I actually haven't.
I love it,
but it's the first time for everything, right? And I think I've got Jay on my side here.
Can't go
my
wrong.
left-hand man. So yeah, I think we golden here.
I mean, someone like me, I think a lot of firsts happen within the Afternoon Express kitchen. So I'm 100% here for it. I mean, Jay, when it comes to the competition of the Taste Master, both of you being previous contestants, how has the Taste Master changed your life?
Let me tell you, Taste Master definitely taught me how to simplify recipes and get it done in 5 steps, because girl, when you have 2 hours to bake a celebration cake, you better get cooking. But definitely, I mean, I relocated to Cape Town. I joined the Afternoon Express family all in the same year. Definitely I'm getting goosebumps. Definitely 2 of my bucket list moments. Also just meeting contestants, I know it sounds airy-fairy, but we really formed genuine friendships.
Yeah.
And really, I just honed in on my skill, as a baker and an aspiring pastry chef. I really followed my dream and really got into where I wanted to be. So it was great.
And boy, did you do it. I mean, Catherine, for yourself, if you were to say a standout memory, what would it be for you?
I think it would be, if I have to pick a recipe, I recreated my carrot cake into a corn dog. So we had to reinvent. Yeah, it was very interesting. I'm not the most creative, inventive person in the kitchen, but we did the things. And
shine, girl,
it
shine. Could never be me. But we are focusing on our 5 steps to easy living. So Chef Jay, you've given us step 1.
Okay, so step 1 was to sift the flour and the royal baking powder together. Step 2 was actually to make the batter. So what I've added to that is I've creamed the butter and the eggs together with the sugar, and then I've folded in my flour and the royal baking powder. Step 3 would be to bake this. So we're going to put that into little ramekins.
Okay.
And these are great because they are so small, they cook really quickly. So about 12 to 15 minutes at 180 degrees, and they're done. And then step 4 would be to make the butterscotch sauce. And I'm just going to crank
up the heat.
Yeah. But I love that we started this on a low temperature, because you want that sugar to melt first.
So caramelizing.
And then you crank the temperature up, and then it starts bubbling into just golden gloop goodness, and it's going to be fantastic. So, and then the 5th step would be, as the puddings come out of the oven, to drench them with the butterscotch sauce.
the best
and it's
part.
just delicious. And you've got some tastes there, Pali.
I do. Everyone knows I'm not one for a sweet tooth, so I hope it's not too sweet. I'm like, Okay, let me have a taste.
Just have a little taste. I've got a feeling that just a little bit of ginger in there is really, really going to appeal to your palate. Some vanilla ice cream balances it out.
It is actually well balanced. I'm not gonna lie. We keep saying that word because it's true. It really is. It is far from sweet. In fact, I could have added a little bit more ginger in here.
So that's why we've speckled a bit. And actually, Catherine, that's the pickled ginger, candy ginger.
From the carrot
cake.
I wasn't sure. I was not sure.
And that's, yeah, you can definitely add a bit more. I think it's nice to sort of hold it back in the recipe and then add some.
Not everyone likes ginger. It's like a,
Yeah,
it's a tricky
is.
one. Yeah.
It's very tricky. Well, guys, 10 out of 10. I am loving it. I mean, royal baking powder not only add value and volume to a pudding, but it also lightens the crumb. Now, with these 5 steps, you can bake more memories and think of all of those nostalgic recipes that Mom and Coco would bake. So bravo to you two. Thank you so much for all of the tips and tricks. Now, if your baking flair is anything like Catherine and Jay's, then you need to enter the Tastemaster SA. Simply fill in the online form at thetastemaster.co.za. Upload a video of yourself, and who knows, maybe you are South Africa's next baking legend. T's and C's can be found on thetastemaster.co.za. Get entering. All the best.